Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be learning how to draft this beautiful neck dress with an underbust and a flare down part. So please stick to the end of the tutorial. I'll be showing you step by step and how to draft this beautiful dress. Also, if you are joining us for the first time, thank you for joining us, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we have a new tutorial. For our returning subscribers, thank you for always joining us. And also, if you have a question for this class, you can drop your question in the comment section. If you want to join my WhatsApp group, the link will be in the description box. So thank you for joining us, and let's get started. So to draft our underbust flare gown with halter neck, I've marked out the outline for the bodice. So this is the back, the chest line, the bust point, our underbust, and the waist length. So from the waist length down, it has a basque effect on the waistline. So I just step down by 3.5 for now because the back shape is not very sharp. So once we have this now, we can go ahead and impute all of our measurements. So my back is 14 divided by 2. I have 7. I'll measure the same thing on the chest line, then I'll connect it together. So I'm going to impute my bust measurement, which is 9.25. So I'll take the same thing to the underbust and straight to the waistline. Don't forget, it is the excess we have there that we use for our darts and the underbust contouring. Then I'll go ahead and measure my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 6. Then I'll divide it by 2. I'll take it down. Okay, so now that I have this like this, we'll go ahead to impute my underbust measurement, which is 7.5. I have it here, and my waist measurement also is 7.5. So the excess we have here, so I have 1.75 here. I will divide it on both sides. The same thing I have for the underbust contouring, 1.75. And my bust that and my darts will be stopping 1/2 inch before the bust point, and also the bust darts also will be stopping 1/2 inch before the bust point. So once I have this, I can go ahead so the underbust also connect it to the waistline like this. The difference in my front half length and the back half length is 1.5. So I'm going to impute it, then I'll mark out the line. Also go ahead and draw out my shoulder slope and also my armhole curve divided by the armhole length divided by 2, step down by 1.5. I step out by 1 and going by 1 inch. So my shoulder slope, I'm connecting it to the neck width of 3 inches. Okay, so now that we have this now, we go ahead and do the basque effect we have on the waistline. So now this dart I have here, I'm going to be transferring it straight down to the full length, this place I left for the basque shape effect. So now that I have this, so for my basque, to draw out the basque shape now, I'm going to first close the darts like this. Then I will mark out the shape of my of the basque shape. So I'll just mark it out like this. So from this point I'll connect it also to this point. Okay, so we have this marked out already. So this is how the down part of the gown, of the waistline, this is what is going to be looking like. So now we can go ahead now and do the outer neck for the neck. So you come to the underbust now. The neck stopped at the underbust, so you come to the underbust. Then from this center front you go in by 0.75, and also from the underbust you go up by 1 inch or 0.5 inch depending on how deep you want it to be. But for me, I'm going up by 0.5, and also the same thing I marked here, I'm also going to mark it here. So I will have this like this. So my neck, the neck which I'm working with will be 3 inches. So the 3 inches is here. So from this neck width now, I will connect it straight to this point here. So I will have this for the neck shape. Now you notice that the neck extends up, like there is a rope that connects to the other side that you can tie, or you put a press button of your choice, or anything you want to do with it. So now to do the extension now, so this neckline now, you just extend it up as long as you want it to be. You extend it up as long as you want it to be. So I want the neck width to be from this place now, I want it to be 2 inches. So I will have the 2 inches here like this. So the same 2 inches, I'll just mark it up to where I want the extension, the neck extension to stop. So I have the neck extension like this. So okay, so this point here, to connect it, you are just going to use your free hand or just use your curve roll to mark it out like this. Mark it out to this point like this. So once you do that, on this other side now, let's do our princess that is going to be having a princess dart. So whatever you have on your armhole, divide it by 2, then cuff it to your bust point as your princess dart. So this is what I have here like this. So I have the princess dart here. So from this point here, I'm going to connect it up to this point. So you just have a cuff like this to this point. So this is how you connect it to the neckline like this. So once you do this now the other side of the bust, on the side front now, you are going to mark from the side here. You are going to go in by 1.5 or 2 inches depending on the size of the person. So I'm going in by 1.5, then you connect it. So you connect it as if you are drafting out a corset, but it's not really a corset, it's just the shape that we are about. So we just mark this place out like this. So this is what the other side is going to be like. So this upper part will be our extension for the outer neck that is going to go to the other side of the neck, which you can use as rope. You can tie it, or you can use a press button to hold it down together. So with this now, we are done with drafting of the front. We can go ahead and cut out the pattern. this is what the front is going to be looking like. So this part also, you can just go ahead and tape it together. You don't want to have a line at that point, so you tape it together. So we have our front bodies looking like this. So keep this aside and go ahead and draft the back body. Okay, so for the back now, I've also drawn out the house line, but the back is going to be a backless one. So I'm just going to impute my measurement, and it's going to also have a lacing at the back. So I'll just impute my measurement like this for the back. Then I'll connect it together to the bust point like this. So to be sure that the length I'll be having on the side for the back is also going to be the same thing for the front. So I'm going to bring my front that I've taped together like this. So I'll fold in the basque shape on the front, because the back is going to be a straight line on the waistline. It's not going to be having any basque shape. So I'm going to be placing this on the side like this. So you notice that this stop on the chest line like this, so I'll know that this is where the length of my back is going to be stopping. So I'll just extend the line out like this. So once I do this back I drafted is a dartless back. So I'm just going to cut out what I'm going to be using as my the lacing for the spacing on the lacing back. So I'll just cut out 2 inches, depend on how open you want the back to be. And don't forget, in the picture they have a panel, modesty panel, to cover all the spaces, so you can make it as wide as you want. So don't forget to label it here. This is the side back, so make sure you label the upper part, and this is the center back. Then I will roll out this line like this. So we'll be cutting out this space for our lacing. So this is where we'll be imputing our eyelets when we are done. So go ahead and cut out. This is the back pattern, and this is our front patterns like this. This is our front pattern like this, and this is the back pattern. So next we're going to do is, since I'm not cutting it on the fabric, I'm just doing the illustration on pattern paper. So I'm going to be illustrating how to cut the flare for the down part. So I'll just use my paper to do the illustration. Okay, so to cut out the flare now, we need to know our new waist circumference we have now. So I'm going to put the front and the back side by side together like this. Then I'm going to be measuring whatever I have on both sides. So I have this now. So this now I have 13.5. You know, this is just one side. So if we go around now, it's going to be 27 inches on the waistline. And don't forget, for the center back we remove 2 inches for our allowance, and for the eyelet we remove 2 inches. So 2 inches on both sides, that's 4. So we had 4 plus 27, that is going to give us 31 inches. And also for the flare, you are going to be putting zip, so 1/2 inch on both sides of the flare. So plus this zipper allowance, that's 2 inches. So what we have now, the waist to be working with for our flare is going to be 33 inches. So I'm going to be folding the pattern, the fabric into 4. So I'm going to be using 33 divided by 4. So it's going to give me 8.25. So that is the waist we are going to be working with. So let's assume now that this is the fabric I'm working with to cut out my flare. So I have my fabric like this. So I will fold this side here in like this. So this is my selvage edge, this is my selvage edge. So I'll fold this one in like this. So I'm trying to form like a triangle kind of a shape. So I'll bring this one here, this side here, I'll bring it to this side. in my folding. So I'll bring this side here, I'll bring it together like this. So what I'm doing here, you do the same thing on your fabric when you are doing this. So don't forget the waist we are working with is 8.25. So now we just come to this side of your fabric. Now you place your tape like this and mark wherever you can get the 8.25. You know, I folded the fabric into 4 like this. We folded it into 2 first like this, then we flipped it to form the triangle. So we have this in 4 folding. So you place your tape rule along this side to get 8.5. So whatever you get here, wherever you get the 8.5, you just measure it. So let's assume that this is where I got my 8.5, that's 3.3. so yours will be more than that since you are cutting on the fabric. So I'll just mark this point round like this, so to get the waistline. So I'm going to be marking it round like this. So this is my waistline like this. So from this waistline now is where I'm going to be marking the length of the gown. So the gown we are working with now, depends, it's like a 3/4 gown. So let's assume that the length is like 50 inches and I've used the half length of 17 inches. So I'm going to be removing my 17 from the 50 inches, whatever is remaining. So I'll just place it on this side now. So let's assume that what is remaining for my own. Now when you are cutting, make sure that whatever you have here is up to the length so that you not have any joining. So when you are folding, be conscious of whatever is here is equal to the length you are working with. So if it's not equal to the length, you have to open it back and fold it in to get your full length. But if you want it to have a joining, but I don't always like joining on my flake dress, so I just make sure that I fold it in. So if you are cutting this on your fabric and the fabric is by 60, so you'll be needing like 3.5 yards of the fabric. It will be enough to cut the flake without any joining on the hem side. So you have this now. Make sure this measurement here is equal to the length you are working with. This side will always be longer, so just make sure the one inside, these two here, are equal to the length you are working with. So once you get the length now, whatever the length is remaining, you just mark it out round like this. So once you mark it out like this, you get your full flake, then you can cut it out. Don't forget, when you are marking it out, don't forget to add your hem allowance for this down pass. So for this down pass now, I don't always like to cut it directly on the measured parts because I'm still going to be joining it. So I'm going to be stepping up by 0.5 for my joining allowance on this part. So I'll just cut it straight like this. So this is going to give me a full flare that will go around the waist. So we put this on the waist now, it's going to go around the waist. So I'm only going to have a joining at the center back where I'm going to be fixing my zip. If you want to cut a 360-degree flare, we are using a fabric that is by 60. Because of the length of the dress, you are going to be having to join it. So I just prefer to go with this, except you are working with fabric that is by 120. That's then you not be needing to, you not have to join the fabric together to get the length of your 360 degrees. So this is what we have now after we join out, we cut out our flare. So thank you for joining us in today's class. If you are yet to subscribe, please don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And also, if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next class.